The last round of
I seen a big bull pig, right? Take a pit bull's head clean off one time. Little legs still pumping away.
Welcome to the Last Roundup Horror Show. I'm Frank. With us again, Eric Miller. And you all know Jason.
Yep.
I figured we'd go with The Mansion first. If that's fine with you.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Jason.
Hey,
Frank.
how's it going? The Mansion, also known as Le Manoir, from 2017. It's a French film.
I think it's
Le Manoir. Le
Didn't
Manoir.
you take
I took 3 years of French and that did not do me any good.
2 years of French 1? I failed it and then tried it again.
Did you get it? That's
I think I finally got my credit.
A band of students comes to celebrate the new year in an old manor house isolated from everything. But soon after their arrival, strange events disrupt the atmosphere before the party turns squarely into a nightmare. Directed by Tony T. Datis. Has some pretty cool Skrillex videos in his little IMDb and something to do with Katy Perry, but I don't know what else he's done. None of the other shit stood out. Written by four fine French gentlemen who I'm sure are experts in their field, but I might direct you to a little website known as IMDb to read them for yourselves. They're very challenging. Do you have any additional details?
I don't have a tagline. Distributed by Gaumont. I don't know. I'm assuming it's French.
Yeah.
It's got a Region 2 DVD in 2017. Anybody, you're region free now.
Yeah.
If you would happen to want to buy this, Amazon UK, they have it.
I don't know if it's a buyable film,
Nah.
but this movie, more than anything, made me realize that the 3 years I did spend in French class with getting that C average really didn't do me any good. If I was in France and there weren't just subtitles everywhere, I would be dead. I would die there. I love hearing French people talk, though, especially when they emote shit when they're getting attacked or whatever. No! Just, I was laughing at it the whole time. I'd probably sound like an idiot American, but English just is not as fun as French whenever someone's being killed. But, yeah. I think this party is a little bit big for the amount of people that there are there. What is it, 5 people or so? How many people? There's not very
Party?
many.
The mansion's a little big?
The party is, they have a full sound system in a DJ
Oh,
booth.
you're talking, okay.
There's 10.
There's 10 people. Shit,
and a
man.
DJ with lights and...
Fucking hanging out. It's whatever.
You counted the people there?
I have my characters on my notes.
Oh, wow. The rich kids, I guess. There's a digital pig in this movie, guys. The digital pig is, of course, a digital bear.
Is it a digital pig?
Yeah, it is. It talks. Are we? And I wrote down, are we watching the French version of Shrooms or what?
Yep.
I wrote down also while I was watching it, if the taxidermy doesn't come alive at some point, I'll be highly disappointed. I'll let you know. I'm highly disappointed. I was hoping for some Evil Dead references, you know. When Enzo arrives, things really get fun. Enzo's the, I guess, the party man character or whatever. He's the...
Comes up with a van. And
he has an intro, basically.
He's got a sound system,
Oh my
he's got
God.
lights.
LED lights and dance.
But the fucked up shit has already happened at this point.
But they're fine with it.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're
But they just
smiling
saw
and cheering.
They just saw their friend hanging from the chandelier by his dick, his humongous dick. And there's a scene where this guy gets bit by a cobra. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think cobra bites work like that. I don't think that your face melts off. I think you just die, right? Just from the poison.
He got swollen.
Yeah, allergic reaction.
It's ridiculous.
Which everybody
I
gets.
think
There's a digital frog in this movie. It is also a digital bear. There's
Is
a lot
it digital?
It's digital. I like that segment, though. It's really like Tim Burton-esque style. I really like this movie a lot. I had several laughs. I mean, for what it was, it's a solid slasher movie. I I literally never knew what was really going to happen, and it was just fun listening to French people for a while. 8 out of 10 for me.
So this French horror comedy, the subtitles,
Yeah.
like I have a note on their language, which the language isn't fine. The language is fine, but when I'm reading subtitles, especially in the beginning, the dialogue's real quick. Where I can keep up with the reading, but I don't really have time to look up and see what's going on in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
Just slow down.
I had the same thing.
I started to watch this the first night with supper, and every time I would go to put my
No,
fork
I don't
in,
watch anything.
2 or 3 sentences had already gone by, and I missed them.
And anytime
I had to stop and do it separate.
It was pretty funny. I was laughing a lot more than I thought I would. The stoner guy, I think, is a great character. He's probably the highlight of the film
Right.
for me. It's shot really well too. This is another one that I was surprised how well done it was. Looks good, feels good, has decent atmosphere with the house. Not really any gore, but does have some disgusting parts. The snot scene where,
Oh, yeah. What was that? Why was that? I
Like-
didn't understand that.
and again we got I can't think of what the second one was, but snot and pus
Right.
is like I'm buying with the blood and
Oh, the
guts.
pus was the snake. The
Oh, is
snake
that
bite,
pus
the guy
too?
touches it
Yeah.
and it shoots all over his face.
Yeah. But yeah, that snot scene, and then they kiss, and then you see it
Oh.
stretch from. Well, I guess they do that at the beginning of Victor Crowley too,
Oh, yeah.
but that's another one. Just
It's effective.
Well, the two men do that.
yeah,
When he's screaming at the guy with all the snot on his
yeah,
face.
yeah. It was two dudes. I don't even care what happens to
Yeah.
two dudes.
He's so,
That's-
so close when he's screaming, he pulls away, you see it spring off him.
Yeah, they do. They do the same thing in Victor Crowley. We got a talking pig, a guy that's hung by his dick. So there's some interesting scenes in this as well. The deer mask or whatever it was, elk or I don't know what it is. The big horn thing. I
think it
thought
was elk.
I think that was cool. Everything was just really done well. It was. Just going by the cover, I wasn't expecting any of that. Just them. I was like, jeez. No, so I was surprised with this. I gave it a 6.
Yeah, I went into it not knowing really what to expect. I liked it had that whole whodunit kind of feel to it. Kind of a horror with the mystery side to it. The body count was all right. Most of the people there died. The location, the mansion, I thought was really creepy. As you know, going back to the shots that you're talking about, they did a very good job, especially in the hidden tunnels, giving you the aspect of how big that place was, how
Yeah, it was
dilapidated
a
and
cool
old.
setting.
The character twist kind of was cool at the end. Going back to the whodunit kind of thing, having the brother-sister love couple, kind of nasty. Almost as bad as the pus. Quite a few funny parts. Kills weren't graphic, but I mean, I think they were well done when
It wasn't very much.
they showed them.
No.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of gore. There was a point I wanted everybody dead, except the stoner guy. That
He was good.
well, let's see what was his name.
He had a nice kit too, didn't he?
Drozic.
Right, yeah.
With everything
Yeah,
there.
everything. It was awesome. 2 layers. Had a hidden drawer that pulled out for a second one. I gave it a 7.
Had a frog in there too.
Yeah.
Its own little container. Had a name for it. I forget what it was.
Yeah. It's something else. It was a different kind of movie. I suggest you check
What'd
it
you
out.
give it?
I gave it a 7.
I gave it an 8.
IMDb gave it 4.6.
They would. Well, let's go to 2005 for Wolf Creek. Summary for this film: 3 backpackers stranded in the Australian outback are plunged in a hellish nightmare of insufferable torture by a sadistic psychopathic local. Written and directed by Greg McLean, who did Rogue, The Belko Experiment, the Wolf Creek series, Wolf Creek 2, The Darkness, a movie called Jungle. That's all I got. What do you got?
Tagline: based on true events. Distributed by Dimension Films. It's on Blu-ray in different regions. No U.S. release. Here in the U.S., it's on DVD through Dimension. Released in 2006.
I immediately hated the douchebag with the tribal tattoos. I hated him right off the bat. Evidently, this movie has been. I mean, Angela on the group said that this movie had a lot of publicity or whatever. I don't remember that.
No.
This is the first time I've ever seen it.
It also makes sense. We have the same circle of friends.
Right.
Again, in 2005, I was on a couple
2005
of forums.
Weird year.
Bloody Disgusting, and then there was the horror channel was supposed to be a thing. Maybe it ended up being THC or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it.
But I hated that douchebag. I don't know if it was by design that they wanted me to hate him, or if they thought that guy was a cool guy.
2005, he might have been cool.
But my first question is, why would anybody go on this hiking trip? You're a guy that goes on stuff. Would you go to this?
It's an actual national park, Wolf Creek Meteor National Park.
But would you go do this walk?
No.
Would you do it when they do it? Because it's also raining. Or getting ready to rain, they say allow 3 hours.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Just if
not,
nothing
not
else,
this state.
If all the shit that happens to these people didn't happen, they would have a bad hiking trip anyways. I mean, at the least. The killer Mick is a great fucking character. He 100% would have killed me. Because he would have got me. I would have been like, fuck yeah, this is the guy we need. And then he'd give me water and we'd be hanging out. He'd be talking in an Australian accent, saying literally anything, and I'd be like, all right, and then I'd just be dead. I love the fucking term fair dinkum that they use in this. Did you hear him use the? It's Australian slang. It means fair or true, to proclaim a fact or truth in a statement. Nah, mate, I'll tell you what. The guy come around here again, I'll give it right to him, fair bloody dinkum, mate.
That was pretty good. Whenever I try to do an Australian accent, I always end up going British.
Right. There's like the Australian
pretty good.
fair dinkum. That's Australian. And then if you want to do New Zealand, I always start by saying Brit. Hey, Brit. Everything's a little bit higher up. I don't know. Cutting her restraints with broken glass. Holy shit, man! That was cringy shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. Here's a tip for anybody escaping a murderer. Kill him when you have the chance to kill him. Stab him in the head. When your gun stops working, stab him in the head. Smash him in the head. Certainly don't push your means of escape down a cliffside. What a dumb bunch of shit these people do. The craziest scene is when Mick stabs one girl through a car seat. Then he severs her fingers, which looks fucking awesome. And then he just nonchalantly severs her spine, making her head on a stick, as he says. That's fucking crazy, man. He also references Crocodile Dundee at that point, which is really good. I thought the movie was a bit longer than it needed to be, but I liked how it ended, and there were several really stellar sequences as far as special effects and acting goes. I will be sure to be looking into the sequel and the TV series because the actor John Jarrett is fucking awesome, and he's in all of that shit. I gave this movie an 8 out of 10 and a high recommend.
So we have an Australian. Hey, that was pretty good, right? I didn't even.
Australian.
You done something to me, bring you inspired me.
I ate at the Outback Steakhouse last night. I got a little something in me.
That's it. And slept at a Holiday Inn. New sponsor, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Holiday Inn
Express.
Skittles dropped us.
Yeah. What can you do?
Yeah. I can't even say anything. Australian serial killer slasher. John Jarrett, Nick, he's great. Best part about the movie for me, the tension and how uncomfortable. Like he's just there waiting to kill you. He's just waiting, looking you dead. I would be terrified of him. I don't know. You seem like you want to be buddies with him, but the way
he first comes into it,
like he hates that guy too. He hates him as much as you do.
Yeah.
That guy couldn't say anything. He just was ready to tear him apart. I know. I love his character. For the most part, everything's well done. Not a lot of kills. Well, there end up being 2 out of the 3.
Yeah.
You see some people in the background, but so I think that makes it feel a little bit slow. It also could be that it's too long. I think one fault probably is maybe the editing of this, how it's almost like a slow burn. But
there's something
don't
about
give me a slow burn in this.
There's something tiresome about returning to that same location again, because they get away from it and then they go back. And I've had fucking nightmares like that where I keep repeating the same thing.
Yeah, it's an hour 39 minutes. So I just think you probably could have done at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Don't care for the ending. Surprised this didn't borrow the DVD, but I'm surprised they didn't do an alternate ending to this. This seems like this would have been a good movie to have an alternate ending, because I didn't care for it. The final guy or the final girl ends up being a guy, so it's something they threw at you. I didn't expect him. People will say this is a little bit overrated. I don't necessarily think it's over. It might have been overhyped, but overrated. IMDb has 7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is at 52%, and I like to sit right in between those two. I gave it a 6. And I do want to see part 2. I haven't seen that.
How would you have changed? What you got an idea for an alternate ending?
Not that. I didn't think about it.
I can't remember what exactly happens.
He ends up
he shoots the girl in the car.
You don't see him. The other 2 girls are looking for him. He ends up living, and that's it.
Well, I'm glad he lived. He's a good guy.
That could have been fine, but maybe had 5 backpackers.
A little more.
Yeah. Give me a little bit more. 2 out of 3.
So this one here, I thought they gave you enough time to get to know those characters, and
which we hated.
That's true.
Yeah, the girls are all right.
Yeah, the girls are.
I mean,
the guy is terrible.
The way it does kind of drag out a little.
Oh, and a little bit of a love triangle too.
Yeah, it gives you more of a feel for them.
See, they could have done without that. That's really one example.
That's a horror film. If you don't have boobies, then there's a triangle.
It's hard to get boobs out it's hard to get boobs out without having some sort of love story going on, unless they're swimming, which they do a lot in horror movies.
The location that it was shot in, I should say, it made you feel helpless. I mean, you could put yourself in that situation, like you said.
There's nowhere else for them to go.
You're going to die.
They're talking about how far they're driving to get to his house. There's nothing out there.
I mean, that's the majority of the first of the movie.
Well, national park, you're not allowed to live in the national park.
Nope.
So.
Is it wrong that I laughed when the old guy got shot? Because he was getting like a fucking canteen out of the back. Let me get you a blanket, and then the guy just picks him off, and I had an express. I'm like, ha! It's terrible, but well.
Yeah, I enjoyed the brutality and the realism of it. I mean, it just went hand in hand. It was awesome, and the fact that he gets away scot-free. Not a big thrill for me, but I definitely see why, because I have seen the sequel.
Oh.
And I understand. I understand why he gets away.
You haven't seen shit yet.
And I'll leave it at that. I
ain't gonna say nothing.
I gave this an 8.
Yeah. Well, let's see how this one fares. Zombie from 1979. Summary for this film: strangers searching for a young woman's missing father arrive at a tropical island where a doctor desperately seeks the cause and cure of a recent epidemic of the undead. Directed by Lucio Fulci, written by Elisa Briganti, who also worked on House by the Cemetery. Additional details?
Yeah, so what'd you say, Elisa?
Yeah.
It's adapted from a screenplay written by Dardano Sacchetti, which...
We've heard of him before.
He's done a ton of stuff. If you haven't heard of him, check him out. I'm not going to attempt to rattle off everything. Some say it was written as a sequel to Dawn of the Dead. I don't know if it's true, whether it's not.
I read that that it wasn't
Europe,
originally supposed to be.
right.
But in overseas, like you were
Yes,
saying,
yeah.
they called Dawn of the Dead Zombie.
It's an
and
unofficial unofficial sequel.
They wanted to cash in on it, and I think they made Fulci add the beginning and last segments because they time into New York.
Yeah. Tagline: New York has a new problem. Distributed by Jerry Gross Organization. And this, again, has a Blu-ray through Blue Underground. This 2018 3-disc limited edition has the one whole Blu-ray is nothing but special features. Then it comes with the CD, which this is a great album here, great score. That's it.
Speaking of the score, the dude who wrote it, Fabio Frizzi, is currently on tour with this in Germany. So it sucks to not be in Germany, but because that'd be amazing
It's good
to see live. Before I say anything else about the movie, I want to talk about my viewing experience. I had planned on watching it on Vudu free with ads, but they fucked me and took it off for whatever reason. So I watched it at dailymotion.com, which I don't recommend.
It's on Shudder.
Is it?
It's been on Shudder.
Is it still on there?
Yeah.
Man, I thought I looked everywhere. Anyways, I guess I should have went to Shudder.
Yeah, this and Maniac's on there. Right?
I did watch Maniac on Shudder, but the fucking Daily Motion, man, every 5-10 minutes they were showing me advertisements for the Newport Aquarium. They were showing me advertisements for there's a band called Slightly Stupid that had a DVD.
You should just got a hold of me. Hey, dude, I need to borrow this movie.
Well, you guys were getting ready to watch it on Friday. I had to have my notes printed out on Friday, so I'd have it all done by Thursday. Anyways, this movie has some really memorable scenes. I mean, the shark versus the zombie, the woman that gets her eyes stabbed out on the wooden door. Of course, the zombie from the poster is a really fucking awesome sequence also. These are probably some of my favorite zombies in any movie. I think that as much as I love Dawn of the Dead, and I know this isn't a sequel, whatever, indirect, I think that the zombies in this movie, he's right.
I'm right.
It is.
I had to prove it. Look at that.
But the zombies in this movie make Dawn of the Dead zombies look like dog shit, I think.
This movie makes Dawn of the Dead look like dog shit.
So I think it takes a lot away from Fulci's work and who he is as a director to even try to make money off of Romero, because I think that Fulci's probably a better director. I like all of his films better than Romero's.
This is a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's just a sad cash grab, but there's something funky. There is something real funky with the Molotov cocktail scene in this movie. They throw like 5 of them, but they show them explode individually, and then all of a sudden the room's on fire. There was no accumulative fire or broken glass. It's like they replayed the same. I mean, it worked. It was effective.
Yeah, I didn't.
But
I thought that was a great scene.
There was something funky about it. I think this is one of the best zombie movies that you'll ever watch. The great effects and cinematography, plus the main theme is just good walking around music, man. I'll put that shit on.
That's scary by itself.
I could just listen to that on a loop while I'm doing like housework because it's so.
I agree.
It's motivating. The only negatives I see are the wraparound scenes involving New York. They're blatantly there to try to tie it to Romero's film, and I think it takes away from what is happening, because isn't it voodoo zombies? Voodoo zombies, right?
Right.
They mention voodoo many times.
It
must be some fucking powerful voodoo if it's getting to New York, right?
I thought the same thing at the end, because everything seemed to revolve around the island.
They're
and stuff.
walking.
But then
They go underwater.
That's true.
They're walking.
Yeah.
Coming over on boats.
So it's Day of the Dead before Day of the Dead.
Yeah. It's very strange. But anyways, I give this a 9 out of 10. It's great.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever used the word masterpiece, but I think that's exactly what this movie is. The zombies look great. These are the pinnacle. These are the best for me. The slow moving voodoo zombies, immediately, I think voodoo zombies are better than a disease or
radioactive waste or whatever.
Yeah. They're just scary. The makeup that they use, mainly on the ones that still has some flesh, and they're rotting. That looks great. The scenes where they're rising from the ground. That's zombies should come out of the ground. I don't want to see a bunch of I'm just going to bite you in the throat and then you're going to be a zombie and bite you.
Right.
The practical effects are top notch. The gore looks great. It holds up so well. But 1979, and I think they have some effects are better in this movie than they are today. So that's really surprised me how well they held up. The score is amazing. Again, the CD comes with that release that I picked up. I like the characters. The acting is good. The white guy, the blonde dude, he's good.
Now, did you watch this with just subtitles, or were you dubbed?
English? Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess is there another audio track?
I don't know. I watched it on the fucking Daily Motion, so there was.
I've never seen this not in English.
Oh, really?
I think it's recorded in English.
Huh. Yeah, I guess
the dubs are
the one actress,
but they're all dubs, whether they're speaking English or
the one actress is. Oh fuck! I think she's
in
the woman
every
from,
other Fulci movie.
The woman from who's the woman from Rosemary's Baby?
Oh, dude, don't ask me.
Her sister is the one woman in this.
Okay.
Tate or whatever, right? Or is that right? No, I don't know. Fuck it, I don't know nothing.
Look
Let's
it
go
up.
with him.
No, look it up. Do your own research.
Look it up.
Quite a few scenes in this that stick with me. The shark versus the zombie, the cemetery scene. Is that your stomach?
No, it's me going.
Oh,
check.
You can touch on those titties.
Yeah, you can touch on them.
The zombies coming up out of the ground, and then at the end, the zombies crossing the bridge. I like that.
It does look cool, but
some of the artwork. For the movie.
It's Fulci did that. But
it's an iconic scene. I love all the settings and the different locations. I like the fact that it's in New York a little bit. The old school airport where the ashtrays are built into the seats. I kind of like the New
now,
York.
do you consider it a sequel when you watch it? Are you
no,
like
I'm
this
not
is
saying, no, I'm
in
not
the
thinking,
same world?
I'm not. Maybe at the beginning, but once you get into it, this is a standalone movie. This is fine on its own. I don't care. I don't care what its intentions was. But the atmosphere. I love all the locations. I love it going to the island. It's just it's shot so well. Not only is this probably my favorite zombie movie, it's one of the best horror movies to me. It's a must-see, highly recommend, 10 out of 10.
Again, you've touched on everything.
Yeah, that's what she said.
What were the conquistadors or whatever in the cemetery? That were buried there. You found the helmet. Yeah, I really enjoyed that there. The whole out of the ground zombies is awesome. Not just
That's where they should. That's where
just
they should
not
come
one
from.
infection and then bite and then keep going. It was much later than a lot of other zombie films that were created that way, but it stuck with the original idea, and I really like that. The boobies could have used more nudity.
She's
Could
naked.
you imagine?
If she's naked, full frontal.
Yeah, that's what the one.
Yeah, I watched this film at Jason's last night and was putting notes on my phone.
My son started reading his notes.
Well, I went outside. I went outside to smoke and left my phone set on the table with my notes on it. And he comes back in and he's like, "He read your notes." I'm like, "Oh."
How embarrassing.
But in all fairness,
There's a lot of it.
he allowed
You don't need no more.
his boys to see the boobies.
I did by accident.
I don't
Well,
feel
you can't
bad about
listen.
the notes.
You can't be making young
starting to
boys.
watch it.
You can't make young boys feel weird about boobs.
I started to watch it. I said, "Hey, you want to see a cool scene?" I said, "I want to show you the zombie versus the shark."
Right.
Well,
Forgot about that.
it cuts to her real quick, and she's scuba diving with her other shirt. Like,
I could never imagine if I was with like a group of people and like my wife's there, and then a woman over here just takes her shirt off, I would be like, "Oh, here we are. Hi."
You see the guy's got his bowl. He's just eating.
The only one who's not even fucking look at something. Just read something. Yeah, this is a great trip.
I think it becomes more awkward if you don't look at it. What else are you supposed to do?
Well, go ahead, look. Go ahead and look. You're going to look anyways, right? But yeah, I would say Zombies definitely an approved film. Let's move into our final film for this episode.
I give it a 9, by the way.
Oh, he didn't drop it? He didn't
said
drop
9.
it.
No,
He didn't drop it.
You said 9.
I said
Yeah.
9.
Oh.
It's approved.
I don't count. So.
You go last, you don't count.
You count if you
All right, let me see your name.
if you agree
I'll
with
just
us.
start this one.
If you agree with us, you count. If not, then
He'll kick you right out of here if you don't agree.
score don't count.
Yeah.
All right.
You've been on point.
Next time I'll be by myself. So
Nightbreed, 1990. Take you back to the sweet year of 1990. A troubled young man is drawn to a mythical place called Midian, where a variety of friendly monsters are hiding from humanity. Meanwhile, a sadistic serial killer is looking for a patsy. Written and directed by Clive Barker. Do you have additional details?
Tagline: At last, the night has a hero. Distributed by 20th Century Fox. Scream Factory released it on Blu-ray 2014. But now I'm hearing that there's going to be a new transfer and even longer cuts.
They need more.
So stay tuned.
I really don't get that. I don't know why you people want more of it. It's fine. It was fine the first time I saw
Yeah, well,
it.
let's just talk about these cuts real quick. So there's 4 cuts.
Right.
Theatrical is 102 minutes. Director's cut, which is what we watched, is 120 minutes. And is it pronounced Cabal?
Yeah.
Okay. Then there's the Cabal cut, 144 minutes. And there's also a VHS cut, which I think this is the cut they're restoring right now. 159 minutes.
Ugh. I know I've seen that. If that's what was on VHS back in the day.
I guess so.
I remember. I've always thought this
Was
movie,
it like two?
It was
Titanic,
very long.
2
Yes.
VHS.
Yes, I believe
Really?
so. I believe so.
I've never seen that.
Yeah. I remember thinking it was too long.
159 minutes.
The first kills we see are really sad. The little boy sees his parents killed and then watches through tears as the killer slowly approaches him to end his life also. It's a damn shame. Anyways, the main character, Boone, his hair is fucking sweet. I mean, this guy clearly gets laid. Look at his
He's
jacket,
a hero.
for God's sake.
The tagline's right. The night has a hero.
It's pretty weird that Laurie just meets this woman that she meets at the bar, and they decide to go visit the place where her boyfriend was shot to death. Did you think that was weird?
Very nice.
They make plans to go the next day, and I think those plans would have been canceled via phone early in the morning after. I mean, I would have canceled them. Man, I was drunk last night.
She was up. We were waiting on her. We were ready.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that Cronenberg is amazing in everything he's in and at everything. You don't think so?
Oh,
You hated him in this?
that's my one complaint about this movie.
You don't like him in this?
No.
Oh, he's great. I love him.
Hold on. Here. Let's touch on it real quick. Don't like Cronenberg as an actor.
I even like him in Jason X.
That's what I said. But listen, at least not in this one anyway. I can't think of him in.
I didn't mind him in character with the mask.
Well, the mask.
Just
the mask is
just
cool,
as
but
the doctor.
him,
No.
yeah, him being a doctor. I don't. And that's my biggest knock on this movie. But yes, I do like his mask. But that don't count.
Yeah, honestly, as
his
far as his
mannerisms.
acting goes, I just thought he was good in this movie. The only thing else I can remember of him being in physically was Jason X for a little bit.
Oh, see, I don't remember.
And that was only because he let them use his film crew. And he's like, well, let me just be in the movie for a little
But
bit.
I think I looked. I took
He's
a
in
look.
Scanners and Video
He's
Drama.
in a lot of stuff.
Oh, is he?
But
I just like
off the
his
top of my
movies.
head, I can't think of. Yeah,
I mean, I think every movie he's done that I've seen.
Oh, you're saying okay? Everything
all
he's been in.
encompassing, like
Not him as an
looking
actor.
at his IMDb credits, I was
Okay.
like, okay,
All right.
almost everything he's written or done, whatever he's done a lot of shit.
I got you.
So, I really liked Anne Bobby's character, Laurie. I think she did something different than most women do in a horror movie. I liked her so much because they didn't make her a screamer. She wasn't just screaming all the time. One of the big things that happens at my house when I'm watching these movies for this show is the woman starts screaming, and my wife goes, "Jesus fucking Christ, kill her already!" and she's not really watching; she's doing her own thing, and she's like, "God." So sometimes I'll just mute those scenes because it's unnecessary. I
turn them down when I know it's going to be a while.
Like they're
screaming and chainsaw.
Yeah. So I like she was going through a reality shattering experience, and she's showing reaction to all of it, but she's not making stupid mistakes. She's being intelligent about the whole thing and handling it like a person who has their shit together, not just a crazy woman that's screaming through a movie. Midian is the home of monsters, the undead. Right? I just want to know what's down there because it seems like there's a lot of stuff. This is what I made a list of. Monsters, the undead, weird mystics, mutants, misfits. There's some scorpions, snakes, spiders, weird pots filled with eels. Lawyers probably are down there, right? Bad drivers.
I hate lawyers.
IRS scammers. All those kind of dudes. I want to know what actual criteria it takes to get... What does it take to get into Midian? What does it take to become a Nightbreed? Because it seems pretty loose. The one guy tears his face off. He's in there. Bada boom. Which he's my favorite character, Narcisse. Yeah. Hilarious. He reminds me a lot of, Bill Moseley, kind of. Like, Bill Moseley could have played that character and done it fucking just as good as this guy, if not better. They should have kind of made him his own film, I think. Spun that off. This is probably my favorite Clive Barker movie. I love all the monsters. The stop-motion animation shit is cool. I said Cronenberg is a masterful killer. So we're different there. There are two issues I have with the film. The first one is I don't understand whatever happened to the berserkers or whatever those monster things were. They just kind of let them loose, or whatever they, if they made a sequel, it could just be those things still running amok, like 30-something years after the fact. The second thing I have an issue with is that we never find out what Laurie's superpowers are once she becomes a Nightbreed at the end, because he kind of gives her a vampire bite and turns her into a fucking monster, evidently. Other than that, I think the movie's fucking fantastic, and for a 2.5-hour cut, it had a good pacing. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, right out of the gate, you get monsters.
Yeah.
Like there's no waiting, there's no big reveal right out of the way, and it's chaotic. Them running through the cemetery. This kind of feels like Little Monsters for adults.
Right.
They're both have their world underground. Great makeup, practical effects. It doesn't look dated. I thought the movie still looked good. Great setting. Creates good atmosphere. The Midian world. We're talking about what's all down there. I like that. I like that. It's a good score. The audio mix is all over this movie.
Right.
I don't know what you guys watched it on.
It was pretty wild.
I was
on mine.
constantly turning it up and down. Like some of the monsters talk so quiet you can barely hear them, and the music will kick in.
It's the music was problematic.
Yeah,
sure.
I would turn it up to hear the monster, and then they would blast me. Don't like Cronenberg as an actor, I believe. At least not in this one. But this is a good change of pace. There's not too many movies like this, and a monster movie always kind of feels good. Not sure I need to see a longer cut. I don't know what
For
else
sure not.
I don't know what else is coming, but it's very solid all around. I give it an 8.
I saw this when it first came out because I'm much older than you guys. It's not quite as good as what I remembered it being. I mean, it held up very well, but
Jesus, at 90.
yeah,
I would have.
so I was a junior.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
9 years old, I would have lost my mind.
I graduated in '91, so the year before I was still in high school. So the movies you guys keep referring to is like, oh, we watched this when this is my high school movie. But anyways, you love the Laurie character.
Yeah,
I was annoyed by her. Didn't hate her,
I can see that too.
but it's very easily to be annoyed. And it is the worst lip sync scene I've ever seen captured on film. When she's singing in that nightclub, he shows up to her. It is awful.
I made note
Oh my
of that.
gosh, awful. And also when Boone gets shot, I forget forget the number of bullets. They make reference to it. But when they extract them from him, they are fresh, unused, brand new bullets.
Oh, yeah.
Still points intact and everything. So
Also, he gets hit by a truck,
Yep.
right? He would not be in any shape after that. They wouldn't have been able to pull him back together. Have you seen a deer that gets hit by a semi?
or even a car. The set design I thought was amazing. Midian was a cool place. That skull wall when she wakes up, that looked really cool. The monster makeup was done very well. Doctor's mask I like. Didn't care for Cronenberg as a doctor, but his mannerisms and his speech patterns changed once he had the mask on. He got a little more psychotic and goofy.
Killer.
But I liked it as a killer. Thought some of the monsters from the execution scene that they cut to when they're explaining how and why they're hiding.
Yep.
Some of those monsters that I saw briefly, I thought should have been main characters in the movie because some of them were very diabolical looking things. One was almost like a double skull that they chop his head off, and when they throw it in the pile, you can still see the big jawbone and the horns. And
Oh, yeah. I remember
some of that stuff should have been, I thought, in the main screen. But overall, I gave it an 8. I thought it still was pretty good from when I saw it in high school.
Yep.
Yeah. We got some 5.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 10.
Oh, well, that's definitely improved.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it doesn't hold up quite as well. The first time I saw it was like, what the fuck? Because I'd never seen a monster
You didn't
movie.
think it held up well?
I thought it held up, but like the first time I saw this, I hadn't seen many monster movies. There's not a lot really still even.
Not like this anyways.
I think the closest thing to being like this, I don't know. I would say
Little Monsters.
Yeah, Little Monsters
With,
or Jack Brooks' Monster Hunter or whatever it is.
What's his name? Howie Mandel.
Yeah. But yeah, the underground in that is similar. But the variety of monsters in this, there's just I'd never seen in this many monsters at that time.
You posted one, or you posted a question: who's your favorite
Right.
night breed? And I wanted to wait until I watched it, and I certainly don't know any names.
Right.
But I was paying attention to them all, so I could answer this question. Very small part,
Right.
but my favorite night breed is the chick that takes the blood, dips her hand in blood, and then rubs it on
wipes
her
on her
nipples.
nipples?
I'm like, yep, she wins.
At first, I thought it was the chick that shot the porcupine needles out, but it's not.
No.
It's a separate girl.
Yeah, she's just in there for a second.
That's the only thing you see.
She rubs it on her nipples, and
and
she
she looks
wins.
at him and walks off. Or the Jay Leno looking guy. That's what I kept calling him. Got that big nub on his forehead and the big chin.
Yeah. We got some 5-word reviews here for this one. Angela Mollet for Zombie, one of Fulci's best movies.
True.
For Wolf Creek, overrated, 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 overrated.
Wrong.
Yeah, I'd say so on that. Give it another shot. If you got,
She may be talking about it being overhyped. Overrated, I don't. What it's rated, I think.
Jason just powered up, and we have James Ray talking about Nightbreed. Weird shit. Oh, wait, no. Holy shit, this is weird. Or he had an alternate for Nightbreed. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I don't know if cocaine was involved, but Clyde Barker is a weird motherfucker, so who knows.
Not a very good actor. Or no, that's Cronenberg. Yeah. I'm going to have to watch some other of his roles. So
Yeah, we're going to have to do an introspective or whatever. Picks for next month. The poll picks. Slither won straight out of the box. And then we have a tie between Maniac Cop, which was suggested by Angela Mollet, or Open Grave, which I believe was your pick. So which one do you want to do?
You want me to decide the tiebreaker?
Yeah, I know which one I would rather do.
Or which one would you rather do?
Maniac Cop, but that's just because I haven't seen that in so long. I don't know if I like it or not. But
Have
I
you
don't know what
seen
Open Grave is. I don't know what Open Grave
I think
is.
I've already seen Open Grave.
So
You know what it's about? Well enough to jog my memory?
I was thinking we could just, because Eric picked it, that would be the one we went with, just because it was in house. But
You haven't seen it?
no.
We can do Open Grave.
Okay, so Open
He
Grave.
can't tell me what it's about.
Well, we'll find out. Open Grave
If I'm
and
remembering correctly.
Slither will be our poll picks. Sorry, Angela. Maybe we'll open it up some other time. She was a little disappointed that she couldn't add movies to this month's poll. So, but Let's see what else.
I bet she was so disappointed.
Yeah, ruined her day. What were your picks again for next?
Oh, good lord!
I didn't write them down for whatever fucking reason.
I don't know.
I got Cute Little Buggers, which is going to be terrible. It's a we're doing a little. I
Cute
put
little what?
Buggers. It's going to be terrible. It's about aliens that inhabit rabbits. It's kind of an Easter thing. Going with an Easter thing, we're going to throw April Fool's Day was one of yours because I was going to put that on the Easter bunch, but
No.
wasn't it? You said April Fool's Day. It's going to be one of yours.
I sent them to you.
Yeah.
Oh, those are my poll picks. Do you need to know my poll picks?
Well, those are up on the poll right now.
you
I don't
got
even remember what mine were.
Let's scare Jessica to death in April Fool's Day.
Didn't you have 3?
And Jugface.
Jugface. And I had Easter Bunny Bloodbath and Easter Sunday. I got 3
Frank's going on a
terrible
theme.
moves. Terrible movies. I'm making bad decisions with my life. But I think that it'll be good for the show. It'll be entertaining anyways. The last thing I want to do is I'm going to just tag Ken Newman talk to the cast of Nightbreed. A lot of them. So I'm going to tag that on the end of this episode so you can enjoy that also. It was Ken Newman and Allie Hatchett. They went to a convention in Dayton, I think, that didn't go very well. There was a lot of pissed off people. It was not managed very well, but they ended up talking to Nightbreed because that's when they were releasing the director's cut or whatever the fuck the one. I think that's what it was. So, check it out.
Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Allie Hatchett and Ken Newman from Zombie Takeover TV, and we're sitting here with some of the cast from Clive Barker's Hellraiser and Nightbreed. So, hey you guys, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Hey, thanks for having us.
All right. Yeah. How are you guys liking it so far here?
Ohio's awesome. You guys throw a very, very cool autumn.
It's good. We followed a sat nav back to the hotel, which took us up into the hills and mountains. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It's a great graveyard we drove.
I was just going to say universities and cemeteries is pretty much what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I walked across the fairgrounds field and I came across a couple of horse and buggy drivers.
Yeah, there's plenty of them
That
up
was
north.
wild. That was great.
That's
Oh,
so
okay.
cool.
He kind of ran again. My state fair is a great state.
Now, how often do you guys get together?
Well,
We kind of got together earlier this year. So
since the Cabal cut of Nightbreed was released at Mad Monster, we've gotten together more. Prior to that, we hadn't seen each other in many years.
Wow.
So I'd say over the last 2.5 years, we've seen quite a bit
Far-
of each
far
other.
too
Far
much
too
of
much of
Yeah,
each
far
other.
too much. Somebody asked, how do you maintain... Simon and I have actually been kind of doing this for the last 15
Yeah,
years.
you've
or
been
so
doing
because
it
of
for-
Hellraiser.
yeah.
And so it's amazing. You stay friends this long. If we see each other 3 times a year, it's really easy. Maintain
I think
a
that's the
friendship.
secret to any good
Yeah.
marriage.
I'd say we're going to average 3 times a year.
Yeah.
Now, where are you guys from? I notice you have a very distinct accent. Where are you from?
I'm from South London.
South of London.
That's where I live at the moment. I'm from Sussex. And I've just met somebody who went to school 3 miles up the road from where I went to school back
Nice.
in the 1970s. Yeah.
I was born in Bedfordshire, and now I live in Cambridgeshire, which is 90 miles north of London.
Nice.
It's a little known university town.
Well, university then.
I'm from Jersey, old Jersey. No, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I can actually say that I have been to old
You've been to
Jersey.
Jersey?
Yes, I have.
Oh,
I've been to
lovely.
Jersey. That's a long story. But I'm from New Jersey, and now I live in Brooklyn, New York. Lived there for 20 years.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house, yeah.
I'm originally from North Carolina. I lived in England, London mostly for 14 years, and I am in Boston now.
Now, when the Hellraiser was created and the Nightbreed followed, when you guys created the movies, how did you guys get involved? You guys were from over in London, and you guys were over here in the States. How did you guys get together?
I was in London.
You were in London at the time?
Yeah.
Well, the Hellraiser story is different. I mean,
It's very different.
yeah.
Nick and I were at drama school together.
Yep.
In North London, and Clive was running a small fringe theatre company, Clive Barker, in North London, just down the road from the drama school. And he used to come and see some of the productions there. And that's how kind of we got into meeting Clive.
I met Clive at a party. He asked me if I'd like to come and model for him. I ended up on covers of books of blood with knives in my head or wounds.
I was cast in Nightbreed out of New York. Clive had come to New York, and we really hit it off. Thankfully, we did, because it's been a great experience.
Nice. And I see you guys got pictures of yourselves here. Why don't you show these off?
Yeah.
Nice. And
I
explain
just introduced Nick to Nightbreed. He didn't know, and then he found out I was going to be here, and he just flipped. Like, I actually he's down your guys' booth right now, but he's like, oh my gosh! And like, it's still, to introduce people are just still, it's going and going, and then the director's cut. Is that something that's being played tonight?
It's being played tonight, and
we haven't seen it yet.
No.
Are you serious?
No, we haven't seen it yet.
Oh my gosh!
We're holding up.
We're holding up.
Here's Craig Sheffer, my film beau.
So sad.
But yeah, none of us have seen this.
Oh my gosh, how exciting!
Sheila Sassy. You got your two, don't you?
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I'm a devil.
Chalk and cheese.
Such a handsome lad.
Pinsky from Nightbreed. What I love about you'll notice that.
Frank.
Yeah, absolutely the dog, the star of Nightbreed.
Freeman. Pete Freeman.
Yes, Pete Freeman.
He was the guy who
That
had
was the
Frank.
guy. Yesterday we were trying to remember the guy's name who owned Frank, and Simon said, that's the trouble. You always remember the dog, you don't remember the owner. Pete Freeman.
Obviously, Chris and I had a lot of makeup on when we did it. It should point out Simon did actually wear prosthetics.
I did have
in
prosthetics.
Nightbreed. And the head of the makeup department insisted on applying them every day.
Yeah, and I had prosthetic nipples. I had
Completely
medals
serious.
pinned through my chest, and at one point they were ripped off, so I had to have prosthetic nipples put on every day.
So you started that fad.
That's a fad? Prosthetic nipples?
But then you also
Oh, pins.
at another
No, I think
point.
that was Brown before Simon.
At another point, he did have other prosthetics at the end of Onaka's
said we wouldn't-
storyline.
Mention all those. You mean the personal prosthetic?
Speaking, because at the end of Onaka's storyline, he had a whole bunch of condoms attached to him.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it's still a little personal, and we
I
are
had a
talking
whole load of condoms
prophylactics.
that were filled with
Fuller's
Earth.
Earth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
So
Yes.
when they burst, they
He just
created
went
this.
into a cloud of dust. And they were condoms full of Fuller's Earth.
Yeah, I've forgotten that.
Remembering all kinds of
I've
things.
never put grit in a condom since, I have to say. It never works very well.
Does it scar you that much, huh?
Yeah, you can take sadomasochism far too far, I think.
I don't know if that can go too far. Well, never mind. Anyway, Ali, is there anything else you want to talk about? New projects.
Huh?
New projects. What we're up to at the moment.
Yeah. I know you said that you had something.
I worked on a movie last year, Corey and Haley Norman's film, The Hanover House, which has been playing and winning awards at every festival it goes to. It's actually screening here today, and I just remembered that. I have to find them and see where they are. You go to the website and find out where it's screening. There's lots of lovely things in the works for them. Is that still recording?
Yes, I want to make sure that we catch you because
Oh, okay.
we have
The Hanover House.
A lot of background.
Go to the
noise.
website and check out where it's screening, and keep your eye on the pages, and you'll find out when and where it gets picked up. And a short film that I wrote and acted in and produced for the In Fear of web series. that I've licensed to them is going to premiere on Vimeo On Demand December 1st. It's called Disposophobia. If you're into a web series, short films about phobias, mine stars me and Barbara Rosenblatt from Orange is the New Black, and it's wonderful.
It is. I've seen it. It's very good.
It's pretty good.
Is very good. I've
If
seen
you
it
like
as
the
well.
Twilight Zone, I think you like this.
Yeah, it's
And
very good.
so that's what I've got going on.
Excellent. Anything else you guys?
I did a film with Tony Todd, which is now out in the shops and on demand, I think. And that it's called Dead of the Night, NITE, which is a found footage film. And I've just done a comedy pilot in England, which was called The Real Mammals. Mammals stands for Middle-Aged Men in Lycra. It's about a group of guys who go cycling every weekend. And I'm really hoping that gets picked up because I get to play a miserable old git.
With nipples.
Did you know cyclists don't wear underwear? I never knew that. They don't wear underwear. It chafes.
It's pretty gross.
They wear chamois.
I live on a park. There are a lot of races in that park.
Yeah, right. I've got a YouTube channel, Nicholas Vince, where I host a program, Chattering with Nicholas Vince. I'm interviewing Simon Bamford at the end of the month, and Anne Bobby. I've got to fix a date for Anne Bobby, and just remind me about that. And yeah, so I'm working on a couple of Hush Hush projects. I'm really waiting for. That came up in the last week and a half. Working on the third book of short stories, and I've been doing some film work and so on, but it's kind of all up in the air and delays and so on. But yeah, busy. So mostly the YouTube channel. Been working on some fun with that.
If you want to keep track of Disposophobia, just go to my friend my fan
Like
page. Right. On Facebook. I don't Twitter.
Yeah, I don't Twitter either. I don't understand it.
I always say Twitter is Facebook on Ritalin.
My problem with Twitter is that it takes me 140 characters to draw breath.
Yeah. Yep.
This doesn't work for me. It does not work for me.
Seriously.
So, I left the film industry about 20. This Night Read was the last thing I did. So, but I have a project, ceramics project, which I'm very excited about, and I'm kicking myself for not having anything to show you. But I'm doing functional ceramics, and I am working on a night read and a general horror line. Ceramic, it's going to be sassyceramics.com. Coming soon. Not ready yet, but it's coming soon. And
sassyceramics.com. Say sassy shit ceramics.
That will take you.
No.
And I guess this is worth mentioning. I'm going to be hanging out on an online radio show with Sal Lizard.
Yay, Vampire Santa. He is great.
I met him this weekend. He seems like fun, and
he's
so
a
I
character,
think he's going to be.
Oh my goodness.
He's going to be fun to hang out with on the radio. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, over all these years of working makeup in the film, what would be the first thing you want to say that was really hard to come over with the makeup? What would you say would be the biggest obstacle?
I mean, yeah, because your guys' makeup is.
Hours,
that
time.
was so in depth. I cannot even
Getting up
imagine.
in the morning.
Getting up in the morning.
Yeah, something like both saying not being able to hear, speak, or see.
Yeah.
I mean,
was
seriously,
fairly
the makeup.
difficult. On
Sensory
the first.
deprivation for
Sensory
14 hours a day.
And that is just
Yeah.
Horrible.
Occasionally not being able to breathe.
That's right.
It's crazy because just apropos, well, kind of, but my short film is called Disposophobia, which is the fear of throwing things away. But it also includes my biggest phobia, which is the fear of being buried alive. And I've always said there are lots of ways you can be buried alive. And what you just said just made me go, God.
One of them is horrible.
One of them is working on occasion for Clive Barker.
Now,
I had to be in makeup by 4 a.m.
I was gonna say, I
and
can't
that
imagine
was horrible.
No.
That was horrible.
I mean,
I was covered in latex from head to toe.
I mean, seriously,
and just
visually you watch that,
sitting still for about 8 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I used a lot of my.
How many days did you do, Chris? How many days did they film?
I don't know. It was 9, maybe 9 or
Because
so.
it's worth remembering that every time they took that makeup off Chris, they destroyed it.
Yeah.
So they have to restart
So they had to
everything from
restart.
scratch.
Because it all got poured
Repaint
into
it.
molds. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it was completely new makeup every single time.
I had no idea.
And then, after you get the makeup on, then you got to do the acting again for how many more hours upon that?
A lot of that was just hurry up and wait. It was just a lot of filmmaking is sitting around and waiting for your scene.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And then mustering the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
But that helped me learn a lot about filmmaking because I was hurrying up and waiting for the monsters. So I was sitting on a set smoking and learning how to edit and shit and
you got to have fun.
Right.
It was film school for me.
Do you remember that you sang "You Made Me Love You"?
I sure do. Before I even knew your face.
This is very true.
You came up to me after and you're like, hello. And I'm like, hello. And you're like, you don't know me, do you? I said, I know. He's
I was dressed as a berserker.
You made me love. And I was like, you.
Hand going up through the grill. For those of you who've seen the movie.
Yes.
We spent a long time.
Rescuing you.
Yes.
That's
I was the berserker with my hand reaching up through the grill. And suddenly she takes my hand and sings "You Made Me Love You," which I thought was so sweet.
I wonder if they filmed that. Someone must have filmed that.
No, I don't think they did.
I got told off for that set because I was rushing around and I was banging the walls and the sets were going to go like this.
Wow. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
so much for
Well,
everything.
thank you. I got to tell you, it's a real testament to you guys because obviously we can't stand each other.
She's so humble as she always like this.
She's my best friend.
Excellent.
Thanks a
Well,
lot.
thank you guys for coming up. We look forward to watching the director's cut. Are you guys going to be in-house watching the director's cut? That's so cool.
That's going to be fun. Yeah, we're going to enjoy
Kids
that.
sit down with
I have
you.
to say, I probably won't be. I'm going to be honest and say I'm going to wait until Monday when I can see it on the big cinema.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try
You're not going
watching
to
it.
peek in?
I'll watch the first 5 minutes. Somebody was saying that there's an introduction from Clive and Mark. I'll watch the first 5 minutes.
that's
I don't want to see. I want to see it on a big screen, a big cinema.
Heck yeah.
Simon
No, I
and
don't
I
blame
saw
you there.
I'm going to...
Some things you have to
I
wait.
don't know what I'm going to do.
It's better seen that way.
Well, okay, I have one thing I want to get off my mind here, and it's always been bugging me, because it's a rumor I've heard a long time ago. The first Hellraiser, did it actually have a script, or was a lot of it ad-lib?
Had a script?
No, most of it was as it was written by Clive.
Yeah.
They were quite strict, I think, with the script.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. It was Clive's first time directing as well. And he poured his heart and soul into that script.
What a rumor.
All the I
Yeah.
Well,
Really?
I just want to make sure that's clear, because I didn't really
so
believe it.
yeah.
It's like, I want to believe it's because it was an amazing film, because if it was ad-libbed and it was that amazing film, these guys are just geniuses.
He would never cut you dead. He would always take advice.
Yeah.
In the Nightbreed, the scene where he goes, "Oh, sailors," that came from the actor.
Sure.
So
Nice.
he would be open to new ideas.
Yeah.
But,
All the classic lines are scripted by Clive. Yeah.
Amazing. Very
Someone
cool.
came up to me once. I do animal rescue, and somebody came up to me once at an audition. I do voiceovers, and they said, "You're Ann Bobby," and I said, "Yeah." I said, "You do animal rescue?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they said, "Is it true that you have a cat with no skin?"
You are watching Zombie Takeover TV. Join the Horde. Join the Horde.